Oh, dang. Will you give me my drill? Can you bring me my drill? Bring it to me. Yeah, bring it here. Come on. Bring me my drill. You got it. Come on. Bring it here. Come on. You got it. Come on. Get it. Bring it here. Bring it to me. Awesome. Thank you. Today, we're going to rebuild a drill to lithium from old Nicad. Hop up here. Let's go. So here we got my I think I got this in 1995. So my 30-year-old Makita that I have not used in years because the batteries were never good when they were new. So we're going to convert it to lithium so it's an actual usable tool. And we're going to do it on the cheap for as easy as possible. I think we can do it for about 15 bucks. First, let's go to the store, grab what we need. Okay, we need to find, let's see, I think that's it right there. 15 bucks. Yep, this is what we need. That's all. So whopping 15 bucks later, and that's what we end up with. So we're gonna make this power this. And even though this is super cheap, this is going to be way better than the original Nicad that popped in here. We just have to make this, we're gonna take it all apart, fit up inside of here. Easy enough, right? Okay, so why this route? One, because for 15 bucks, we get a charger. Because you won't be able to use the original charger, so we get a charger circuit. And then in the battery, we get our batteries, and we get a charger board. So we get the whole charger tool accessories. I mean, as far as it goes, this, you can just hook directly up. You know, there's terminals. We could just plug this in and charge through there and you'd be done. But we want to try to integrate this to make this look as factory as possible. So it's going to be a little bit tricky fitting what's inside of here, but I think we can do it, barely. I hope so. The batteries that come in here are actually pretty dang cheap. They're 1.3 amp hour, 3 in a row, so 3 in series to give you 12 volts. We got a sticker right across the seam. There you go, just 3 cells back to back to give you your 12 volts. But I don't know, this is gonna be tight. I'm gonna have to see what I can trim off of this circuit board to try to get this to fit inside there, because we need all of this. This charges these cells. This didn't need it. This you could just throw, you could almost just connect a connector, you know, the power right up to it, and these Nicad was safe. Lithium isn't safe, so we need a lot of safeties and protection on here just to be able to charge it so we don't overcharge it and burn everything down. I'm going to super simplify this because this looks super intimidating to people, okay? This is just 3 cells making up your 12 volts. And it's just a cell back to back to back. These cells are the same thing, like virtually the same idea as a AAA, AA, C, D battery where you have a positive and you have a negative. You have a little nipple on one end, flat on the other. These have a little nipple, might not look like it, and flat on the other. And so you just have positive here, and it just comes here, they connect it over, comes up here, they connect it over, bam. And it's just done that, so, you know, you got positive, touches negative, positive, touches negative. Each cell should give you, when you combine them all together, you should get 12 volts. Let's see. Actually 12.6 or so. 12.5. So each cell, about 4.2 volts completely full. So 4.17. Boom, boom, boom. You connect them to fit them in that package. They've just bent it. Put a wire tab over here where this one's connected here. Boom. Wire tab over there. That's it. The circuitry just makes sure one cell doesn't get charged more than the other. All we have to do is disassemble this now so I can actually fit this in there. So I'm going to just desolder the cells real fast. Okay, tips on desoldering. A lot of times the easiest way to desolder is to actually add more solder. That makes everything flow out a little bit better. This is just electrical solder. Apparently I got a little bit of a tab here. It needs to be bent for it to pull out. I'm going to only pull that one about halfway out because there's tension. It'll reset because I got to get the other side out. You can't just manipulate everything too much. And all these batteries are live, so just don't touch other stuff. Don't cross connections. Just watch where you're putting one thing, watch where you're putting this metal screwdriver, you know. Right here is a temperature sensor. Soldered right there, but it's just two little wires come down. Sometimes this will just pop free. There we go. It wasn't on there. I didn't disconnect the wires. So there's our whole circuit board. Now it's much easier to work with. Remember when stuff used to be easy to disassemble? That's it. That would be fantastic if we could. I think we can. Beautiful. I mean, we have a mounting screw right here. There's enough screws there. I could take that out if I needed to. But we are right at that. And then the other ones you just sit here. Then hopefully we can get the circuit board flat enough just to lay right on top of these cells. So I'm just going to remove these real fast. I'm just test fitting some stuff. There we go. So that's removed. We can use it. The center pin is always positive. Well, virtually always positive. The outer skin, so that center pin positive, is virtually always negative. And so I just saw where it was connected. So this is my positive. This is my my negative's the other one, which is this whole side. And then my positive terminal right here, I easily could tell. I didn't even have to measure that. It says right on top of the battery case. That's your positive, that's your negative output. And so just desolder these as well. Take this all off. Just clean up this board a little bit so we can fit it. I used a combination of a die grinder burr, sander, to try to sit there and work out the groove a little bit deeper in there so this would fit. And I got it. So this is fitting in there. I think I'm going to put it just like this. Nicely. I also trimmed off the edges just a teeny bit. I just sanded them down a teeny bit. I maybe took off a 32nd of an inch, but I think we're good. I kind of rounded these corners so it would just fit in there as good as possible. But now I have it fitting this way, so I can actually close the clamshell and everything is in there. It's a little bit snug, but I haven't put a relief in there for the backside of the battery, so now I can, there's some ribs in here. I can trim these down and I can lose another, I might be able to get almost 1/8 of an inch, but you know, at least a heavy 1/16 down in here, so we can drop these down a little bit further. And now I just have to chew this away right here so we can push a second battery up in there. Eliminate most of that screw, but we can still get a screw in there without it touching the contacts. I'm a little bit close to my switch contacts, but I was able to bend those out of the way. This whole thing should fit together. Look at that. You know, yeah, that's closed all the way around. So now it's just a matter of wiring it back up, just kind of remote wiring. So I'm going to use these green batteries right here. There is nothing wrong with these batteries. These work just fine. These are 1.3 amp hours. But I have these batteries sitting around that I took out of something else that are 2,500 milliamp hours, almost double the capacity that these are. Okay, all I'm doing now is just connecting the connections back up, but kind of remotely, you know, with wires instead of directly on the board. So, I mean, this was my main negative, so it's just your negative to your positive. And so I have this, have a little piece soldered in between there and a wire coming out because that was the end of one of the batteries that sat, you know, one battery sat like this, and the positive was, or the negative was connected to here, and the positive of that one was connected there. It was actually on this side of the board. Then the next, and so I just have to come off with different wires. So this one just gets connected right into there, and I'm using, for this small of application, I'm just using 16 gauge wire. If I was doing something larger, like a larger power tool, 20 volt or something that drew a ton of amps, I would probably go all the way up to 12 gauge. Now I need to start doing the one right here that goes the other direction. So we'll have a jumper wire from here down to this cell. I'll show you how I solder cells. And this will freak people out because everybody says to spot weld them. Problem is that's fine if you're doing laptop batteries and stuff like that, but the tin strips, actually tin strips that are for high discharge cells like these, you need a $300 spot welder. You can't use these like $20 spot welders you find on Amazon. So, how to solder cells. Easy enough. First thing you do is, you know, like this one, you can see that I've actually, there's little nibs there because I've pulled off the nickel strip from the application it was, is you have to sand the top. Not a big deal. That's it. Or else the solder won't stick. That's it. Now we pre-tin it. You need your soldering iron as hot as possible. Okay? This only takes seconds. So we're just going to pre-tin it. That's it. It's pre-tinned. I can spread that out a little bit more if I want. That's it. It's pre-tinned. Solder is sticking to the surface. If it does not stick to the surface instantly, stop. Your surface isn't rough enough. You need some paste flux or rosin flux. So this is rosin flux for electrical. I'm going to pre-tin my wire. Okay. So my wire has all the solder it needs. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to try to stick it for a second, just for a second. This thing, this is cold to the touch. It's not warm at all. You're so fast, the solder cools down so fast, you just move, okay? I want this to lay as flat as possible, okay? So this is the longest I'd ever hold it on there, and this is because I'm maneuvering. Blow on it. No, that doesn't burn you at all. I didn't put enough heat into the cell to damage it or anything else. That's it, okay? So now we need to do things that go from the board to the switch. Okay, all the battery wiring's done. All I've done is wire it up exactly how it was originally with these different batteries. It doesn't matter. It was original batteries, different batteries. And then just to the switch. Just a positive and negative to the switch. The same thing that these would have came out of the battery. They're just connected to the positive and negative on the switch. See? All kind of fits in there. The only thing I haven't put in yet is the port for this. But I think the best place is just right out the bottom. I have a hole right here. So I'll just solder 2 extension little wires from where this usually used to poke through the bottom right here. And, yeah, and we'll just make it so it comes out the bottom. Okay, moment of truth. All the wires are connected. So, let's put it in a direction and try it. Flip the direction. Yep. Oh, it's happy. Wow, that has, I'll tell you what, that has twice the torque I remember of it. That's where you originally would have plugged it in. I had enough scrap pieces that I had cut out that I just plastic welded some in the back. So let's do something that I know would not have been able to do in the past because it has way more power. And that is, let's do a 1-inch paddle bit, spade bit. Ready? It would have never been able to do that when it was new. Absolutely, maybe a 1/2 inch, Maybe 3/4, never 1 inch. Go a long way, 3 inches. This thing is actually usable now. Ooh, you can smell the brushes. I'm actually putting some good heat to the brushes. Maybe even, I think it even put out a little whiff of smoke. These things take it. These brushed motors can just take whatever you give them. Thank you for your help. You're no longer needed. Go outside. Go ahead, open the door. Come on. Open the door. Come on, pull it. Pull. Pull. Come on, pull. Pull it. Come on. Drop it and go. Drop it. Go. Drop it. Go. Go, 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 go. It's like a person that sees a spinning door for the very first time. Okay, drop it. Go. Drop it. Go. There we go.